creative, and he always is creative. It's very hard to use his, because he's creative. But our agenda is very, very simple. I don't have an example of it now, but this is my Wellness Toastmaster one, you know, where I've got every single name. I might pass this around so that you could take a look at it. I collect the data and I put it on there, and then before the meeting, I make 15 copies. Boom, and I'm ready to go. So that is what you do. And then you arrive, lastly, you arrive at the meeting 10 minutes before to deal with last minute changes. What you do is you get written intro from people, and then you adjust for cancellations, and you deploy your backup people. Use your wild cards, use your dependable, use your walk-in, whatever it takes, okay? Now during the meeting, I don't need to go into that because you all already know. During the meeting, you set the tone, you set the expectation. Always tell people what the 3 parts to the meeting are, and be happy and cheerful about that. I mean, even though remember this is a leadership role. You don't want to come up here and go, oh, this is a lousy week, you know, I'll just have to do that, okay. Did anybody have a speech? You'll never hear that from me, never. Well, maybe sometime, just for joke. Okay. So, during the meeting, and the complete agenda is my cheat sheet. Here's number 2, introduce and showcase your team. This I need to emphasize over and over. Leadership role meaning your team are the stars. So I do not like a Toastmaster who spend a whole lot of time here talking about themselves, what they did for the weekend, what they think. I don't want to hear what you say, maybe just a little bit. You need to talk about your speakers who come up here. You need to talk about Anita who's going to come up here. You need to talk about my guest who's going to answer the table topic. They need lecture time. Don't hog it. Don't hog it. Okay? And then I'm going to jump now to time management. Time management is, the Toastmaster has the power and the responsibility to control time. It's not just Rebecca sitting here, you know, and flagging and so forth. I am supposed to be looking at how do you think I can find out my time? Anybody guess? How do I know if I'm on time? On the agenda. On a regular agenda, which I will just pass over to the guests who have never seen it before, they have all the times listed on here. By 7:30, this has happened. By 7:48, the speeches should begin at da-da-da. So when I peek at it, I go, oh my goodness, I'm running overtime. What would you do, Barry, if you're running overtime, if you're so far behind?
Try to catch up. Time boxes stuff you're doing now.
Yeah, okay. So there are a couple things in a regular workshop you could throw out ideas. The workout is cut the table topic questions. That's one thing. Shorten the introduction of your meeting. Maybe not have time to write it. Anything that you could see that you could squeeze a little time on. If you found that you're running so much time because you have canceled speakers, what would you do, Rebecca?
I'll find my wild cards, dependables, and any walk-ins who are available and willing to take the roles.
There you go. Or during the meeting, when you can't get a wild card, you might just say, Samuel, ask another table topic question. You know, one more question. Yeah. So be creative there too. But now you already know with this cheat sheet, these are things that what-ifs that you already know how to prepare for the minute that you come over here and you're not in control anymore. So many of the things you can't control on there too. And so during the meeting, time management. If the meeting is not going to end on time, this is, I just need to mention to all of you that at 8 o'clock, if your meeting is going to end, you say, ladies and gentlemen, the meeting will adjourn right now. We're running a little over time. You are welcome to stay because we still want to cover some long matters. But if you need to leave now, you just leave. Remember in meetings where it's going on and you don't have, you see. But if the Toastmaster gives you permission to do that, then it's not rude and your guests could go. So my most important question, of comment on that is a meeting that runs on time shows efficiency and it shows respect for the audience. if you've ever gone through a meeting where it went on and on and on unnecessarily, you're not going to want to join that club or join that meeting again. It's just like out of control, disorganized, and so forth. And lastly, after the meeting, now with your added experience as a Toastmaster, as a super Toastmaster meeting, you're going to be of great benefit for the next one. So what you're going to do? Pay it forward. Pay it forward. In conclusion, you see, of the before meeting, during meeting, after meeting, you notice that the before meeting has 6 steps. During the meeting has 3 steps. After the meeting, 1 step. Now you will know that before the meeting is actually a critical determinant of how well that meeting goes, how well your leadership ability is being exercised there. So the conclusion mark is, what makes a super Toastmaster of the meeting? That person is efficient, organized, persuasive, respectful, inspiring. Do you think that these are very appropriate words to describe the person who's able to do that? Now, how do I judge how good they are? What's my report card? The agenda that's being passed around right now, if that agenda at the beginning of the meeting looks like this, and I compare it at the end of the meeting, if at the end of the meeting, if this end of the meeting looks like a weather map, all these switches and cross out and fills in, I'm going to give you a C-. But if you have an agenda that looks like this, and at the end of it, it looks like the same, or maybe 1 or 2, you get an A+ from me on that. And so the agenda is your report card, and the last thing I want to know is transferable skills and professional qualities. I'll tell you, if you have belonged in Toastmasters Club, and all of us are from different professions, if I were going to be hiring anybody that I meet in through Toastmaster, I probably will most likely hire that person that has been a super Toastmaster of the meeting. Does that make sense? Yeah. It says a lot about that person, doesn't it? They're persuasive. They have leadership quality. And my conclusion is, all of you have this ability. All of you can do this. And now that you have these things that are totally not in the books, this is your secret to going forward. Next time, if we need a Toastmaster in the meeting, remember, this is a chance to exercise a whole lot of more skills than to just get up here to make a speech, isn't it? And I challenge everyone, all of you, to do that and show me your report card. Mr. Toastmaster.
Wow.
Pressure's on.
No pressure. This is the reason why this speech was to be or not to be. You remember Shakespeare when they say to be or not to be? What is the answer?
To be!
In the brain. The next section, we have 2 really important roles. VP of membership and VP of public relations. Like I said at the beginning, we're going to open our mind, we want to talk. Open your mouth, say something. Who's going to be first? You?
Kayla.
Kayla said she's going to be first. You see, I didn't ask. Kayla.
Thank you for
10 minutes.
10 minutes. No, 7:30.
Okay.
Okay. So good evening, everybody. My name is Kayla Zhao. I'm your table topic master tonight. One of the table topic masters tonight. Like our brother and Samuel said, let's open our mind, open our brain, open our heart, and open our mouth. Let's practice. So I want to ask you, why do we want to be here? So you answer me, we want to be here because we want to learn the speech skill and leadership skill. And a lot of people want here to learn second language and know more bilingual culture. So as VP of membership, I'm thinking of this, so many good things happening in this club. how can we let more people know about this? So the first question for you is how to bring more guests to our club. Does anyone want to answer my question? How to bring more guests to our club and share all these great things to them? Jerry, you want to answer?
Okay.
Okay, welcome. Jerry.
Oh, thank you. I guess I will just borrow what I just learned from Elliot, right? So look at yourself, look at your network, and find out there are different road of people you know. There's someone that's dependable, they're inspiring, and they have interest and open mind. They have open mind to learn new things. I guess you could sort of talk to them about this club, and then bring them to here so that they can experience the thing we have that's going on here in this club, which is actually pretty nice. So we have people from different culture, and then people have prepared speech, people have table topic, and then they can open up their mind and have good discussion with other people. So that's what I would do.
Okay.
Yay!
So in conclusion, he won't find a dependable person and also bilingual person to tell them about the great things about our club and bring them in, right? Thank you. I'll write it down and it helped me more. Oh,
Yeah, right.
Samuel helping me writing down. Thank
Yes,
you.
of course.
Yeah. 那我想再用中文说说这个问题。如果有人想学中文的话，就是我们在这里是学演讲的技能，学领导的技能，另外还有学另外一种语言和另外一种文化。那我们有这么多好的东西跟大家分享，我们也希望我们的 club 在慢慢成长，有更多的人来分享这么好的东西，更多的人一起来成长。那我们如何去寻找到用什么样的方法去寻找到更多的朋友和 guests 来我们这边呢？Tim, the same question I just repeated in Chinese. You want to answer?
Okay.
Yay!
Maybe you can write an article in your paper, newspaper.
You can speak in Chinglish or
我
English
不能
or
跟你们一样说来说去随便说话。我不能
尽量试试看。
Yeah, what she said. Okay, do you guys really want more members? Really?
Yeah.
There's not even enough chairs in here.
Good point.
I would go to places where you know that there are a lot of immigrants that want to learn English. It seems like a really great place for people who want to get better at English. Also, if there's another whole group of people out there, American-born Chinese people who speak Cantonese and they want to learn Mandarin. Maybe they know a little bit, but not that much, right? I know where to find a ton of people like that, if you're interested. Maybe I could figure out a way to, there's this school where I started learning Chinese. It's a small language school. It's kind of a startup thing. It was a teacher who worked for one of the language schools around here, and then she went out on her own, and she's operating the school on her own. She's very good, and she has a lot of students that are American-born Chinese. They just want to get better at Mandarin. A lot of them, their parents are forcing them, or they're not forcing them, but maybe there's a way to like reach out to those people somehow. Go to these language schools where people are learning Mandarin and say this would be a great place to practice. Everyone here is so nice and so supportive, right?
Yeah.
So.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. But only one question is I don't know how their Mandarin or English level.
Right.
Yeah, we don't have a entrance. We don't have a test to qualify anybody. We don't do
Yeah,
that.
thank God.
But it just made me think.
不用考进来的，要考试的话，
没关系，谁都可以。
呀，
好，那就好了，欢迎。
你放心。
Maybe I can get the language school connection from you.
I can talk to them too.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so my second question is, when we bring all these guests sitting in our classroom, then we give them a show. Some will like it, some will don't. And what some method do you think can convert these guests to be our member? Maybe they'll see, wow, great show, they will pay and join, write the application form right away. And how do you convert get new guests to new members? Anyone? Sherry? Any thoughts?
双语。
很漂亮。
大家都漂亮。Okay, so how to convert guests into members? I think the best way is to show them how friendly we are. So not only we follow up with an email, maybe right after the meeting, we will go to that person, immediately get to know them, to know their interests. So in the follow-up email, it could be something that we can show that, that we already got to know them and what the club can offer. It can help them to achieve certain goals and so on. Or it really also depends on the guests when you talk to them. You can kind of get a sense of what kind of person they are. Are they very motivated? Are they just, people come here for very different reasons. So it shouldn't be a cookie-cutter method to how to get the guest. It should be an individualized plan. And the best part is just to get to know them up front. 那总的来说就是大家尽量让新来的人让他觉得我们是一个很温馨的一个家庭，然后可以尽量的去了解他，不但是发 email 给他，然后最好是他在这儿的时候有人可以主动跟他聊天，去更多了解他，然后可以跟他交换电话啊，或者是交换微信啊，然后就经常不留意的说你最近怎么样，然后有什么想法，so be friends 。
那还是同样一个问题，谁还想上来说一说？就是我再重复一下，就是如何将我们新的朋友、新的 guest 变成我们的 member。谁 ？Rebecca？
Hello， 大家好，大家晚安，我叫 Rebecca。根据刚刚 Sherry 他讲完的东西是 after meeting， 我觉得那是一个很好的 approach， 因为你提供了新来的客人呢有一个表示说我们有一个很友善的环境。那当然在 meeting 前 during the meeting， 我们可能也要展现我们的 professionalism 这样子。我们 how we organize a meeting， now how we show our efficiency and everything is in an organized way。然后呢，让那些新来的客人知道说其实我在这边1个半小时是这样子过去的，然后每个步骤是这样出来的，然后我不会觉得浪费时间，大家也都很 supportive 这样子。所以前面有一个 attract 他们停下来这边的地方 ，after meeting 我们再去想办法 keep 住他们，我猜这应该是一个不错的方法。谢谢大家。
听了大家的这个方法，觉得受了很多启发啊。那最后就是呢，那我们都变成 member 了，我们的 group 很大，大家都很好，都准备做 super speaker。Super Toastmaster， 对，然后那我作为 membership VP 呢，我也想 serve 我们 existing member 更好。那我们有什么好的办法 serve 我们 current member better？ 就是说 in English how to serve our current member better？ Any idea？ Anita？
试试看，耶！
You have said for my current， 我觉得不紧张，因为我想
不行的
到有什么。
是大家试一下。
那就像是根据他，就像是他上个星期就是组织了那个的去吃那个 Gary 的那个，我觉得是很好的就是方法去维持大家，就是像我们会觉得大家是一个我想说大家庭，还有什么其他的 就像是很温馨这样，就像刚刚 Sherry 说，然后就会觉得我们回来这里就是不单只就是去说speech， 就像是去见朋友这样，然后就会有动力过来这样。谢谢。
耶！
Thank you, Anita. Actually, I've been coming for the meeting for a year, about a year, more than a year. And the meeting, the club gave me a feeling of a big family. So every Wednesday I'm here. Every Wednesday. Yeah. That's just my feeling. And I think I don't have time. So, thank you, everybody.
No problem. Here is Amy.
很好，不错，不讲。
You take it?